We are live. Hi, everyone. It's Bari. So happy to be here with you. I'm going to give people just a few moments to join. And while that is happening, I want to say I'm going to introduce myself to those of you who are new to the community. So I just want you to know I've been doing this work that I'm going to share with you for 15 years. And I've helped over 832 people find sweet, healthy, lasting love that makes life better. And I do this every single Wednesday at noon right here because I believe that your love life deserves as much attention as your work life. Who is with me? If you believe that too, drop a heart in the comments if you're watching live, because I want to see you. So as people are joining, I'd love to know where you're here from. I live in Miami in Homestead on beautiful 5-acre nature preserve with my husband, who I've been married to for 20 years, and our beautiful dogs that I love so much, our rescue dogs. So let's see who's here while we're kicking it off. Woohoo! Yay! I love it. So because a lot of people are watching right now, I want you to know we're going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is just 3 days away, and I would love to know how you're really doing with that. How are you really doing with Valentine's Day? Because a lot of you, for a lot of people, Valentine's Day is not just a holiday, it's a mirror, and it holds up a reflection of where you are in your love life. And it can definitely bring up a lot, right? To me, it's a Hallmark card day because every day is love day. So I want to talk about the question I get asked more than any other question, and it is this: why does love come so easily to some people and impossibly hard for others? Type yes in the chat if that question has ever lived in you. I want to see, because I'm reading every single comment. So I have to go back and forth to do that. But before I dive in, I want to tell you something. Last Sunday, we gathered on our 5-acre property. It's a nature preserve right here in Homestead, Florida, for the Love Path experience for women and men. And you know what? Something magical happened that day, and I still feel it. It was all about people feeling their future for the first time in their bodies, right? Really, really feeling something new beyond the past trauma, disappointments, divorce, all those things. So it's not just thinking about it. It's not just sort of optimism or hoping for it. We did a day of actually, in a practical way, feeling it in their bodies for the very first time, like it was already, excuse me, like it was already real. It wasn't woo-woo. It wasn't energy healing or like a sound bath. It was people coming together, doing really fun, practical things in a different way, releasing things that they'd been carrying for years, learning a new way, opening their hearts in a way that hadn't allowed them to do that in a very long time. And you want to hear some of the messages I got? Someone said, "What a stunning event. Thank you for welcoming me. What a beautiful day you created, and the food was amazing. Thank you for your presence and energy. Loved your property, the food, and today's activities." You know what? And today is Wednesday, and I'm still feeling it, right? And we were worried about the weather, and because we had a cold spell. it was one of those days that none of us will forget. And it's why I do this work. Wow. So, what happened there is exactly what I want to bring to you today on our lunch, on our live lunch, because that shift, what happens in that room, it's available to every single one of you who are watching now. So exciting. So, I want to see who has joined. Yay. I love it. Welcome, everyone. So happy that you're here with me. So, if you were at the retreat on Sunday, drop a comment and tell everyone what your biggest takeaway was, because I want people to hear from you. And if you're not here, we're going to be doing social media. We're going to have beautiful video stories and beautiful photos of. There's something about walking in nature, like a forest walk, and being with a very special community, and authenticity and love and practicality, feeling the future. Anyway, so let's get into it. The question is, why is love easy for some people and hard for others? So before I answer that, I want you to do something. I want you to think about someone you know who seemed to walk into their relationship easily. And maybe they're less self aware than you, or maybe they haven't done nearly as much work on themselves. And maybe it feels like somehow they just found someone. People say this to me all the time, like, so and so, I don't know, they're just not as great or special or attractive or pretty or successful or self aware than me. And, it feels bad. Type in the comments, does someone come to mind? You don't have to say who, just type yes if you've watched this happen and wondered why it wasn't you. And I want you to know that I see you. I really do, because I've been there. And I want you to understand about me that I walked in your shoes, regardless of your background or how long you've struggled or how many relationships you've been in. Someone yesterday said to me, there's just something, I don't get it. Right. So I started therapy at 12. My father was bipolar. My mother was limited. And I did personal growth work for years. And I dated narcissists, emotionally unavailable men, handsome, charming men who would leave me feeling broken over and over again. And I kept stepping into those realities over and over again until I figured out what I'm about to teach you today. And this week, I had conversations with both men and women who stopped me cold because on the outside, they had everything. This is how it always is: smart, self aware, successful, people who had done therapy, read the books, knew their patterns. And yet, one person told me they can't receive a genuinely good partner, even when one is right in front of them. The body just shuts down. They feel nothing but panic. And another told me that their life is great, they're fine, it would just be nice to have someone. But when I listened underneath that, I really heard something very different. I heard someone who'd been hurt and had really kind of wrapped themselves in bubble wrap, in so much protection that love couldn't come through. If you have self-protection, then and you're not used to being loved well, and it's so unfamiliar, how could the two come together? How could anything pierce that bubble wrap, that barrier, right? So when another person said something that I keep coming back to, they said, and this really hurts, they said, I never thought I would be at this age and be here, right? Because she feels definitely lonely. Not that she doesn't have a great life and a great circle of friends and a great job. It's just that in those moments at night, when you really tell the truth, that's when, my goodness, I have to sneeze. Forgive me. it's in those moments when we wonder, right, why not me, right? So three different people, three different stories, but underneath, it's the same underlying reason and pattern that we're asking, why not me? So drop a 1, a 2, or a 3 in the comments if one of those three people sounded like you. Just drop the number. I'm watching. And to see your comments, I just need to switch windows. Okay. And I'm also told there are a lot of comments I can't see. So my team is with me, and I will see those comments after. So I want to honor you for being courageous, for being open to the question, for being willing to look at this. Okay, so what I want you to know is that none of these people have a finding love problem. You know what they have? They have a readiness problem, okay? And readiness is not what most people think it is. Most people think that ready means, you know, self-aware, healed, over it, means your life is in order and you've done enough work on yourself. So what I want you to know is that's not readiness. That is availability. And we talked about this a few weeks ago because readiness is something totally different. And until I understood this particular distinction, I stayed stuck too. So you're not alone. Because knowing intellectually things about yourself, right, is not the same as being free. And that's what I do now. That's my work. I help high achieving women and men who are smart, successful, and self aware, but still somehow stuck in that same love pattern. And I help them get complete from the past. And these are blind spots. People think, no, I'm complete. But there's a thing. There's a thing. They are still stuck in that same love pattern. I help them get complete, identify these particular blind spots, and guess what? And become truly and totally ready in a whole different way than they are today to find the love they actually want and need. Because what's so important to know is that to find the one, you need to be the one. It means that you know and feel and embody the ability to receive, the ability to step into a new construct that does feel unfamiliar. And you know that together, when you have a partner who is also operating from wholeness, that's the next level of actualizing an extraordinary life. It's so beautiful. So I want you to type ready in the comments if you want to know what true readiness actually looks like, because I'm going to break it down for you right now. So back to the comments. Okay, great. Really proud of everyone. So here, reason number one, when it comes to readiness. So readiness actually means three things. And I want you to sit with these three. So reason number one, there are three reasons, is that you're incomplete from your past. Now, I don't mean you're not over your ex. I mean something so much deeper than that. I mean that there's an energetic incompletion, a part of you that is still there, still wondering, still carrying something. And it could be a person you know intellectually that you need to let go of, that you know, but again, knowing is not an embodiment, right? And it's something that you can't seem to release. And it could be a relationship you ended years ago, but that you're still sort of quietly questioning. It could be years of dating experience that have really slowly and quietly like chipped away at you, chipped away at your belief that love is actually possible for you. And it's this emotional, energetic thing that is going on in your mind. Did I end it too soon? Was it me not being patient enough? It's all these kinds of things. But then you say, no, I've been divorced for 20 years. So type X in the comments if you know. And again, there's no judgment about this. And there's no like right or wrong. But there's someone that you know you're still energetically tied to. And you don't have to say who. You can just say X. Because I see you and I get it. And this was me also. And there's no shame in this. People come to me to do this work and they're like, I know I shouldn't be feeling this way or thinking this way, but you just can't help it. It feels like a stuck. It feels like an addiction, right? And here's what no one tells you, right? That incompletion, guess what, is really running the show from the background. You can't see it, but the people you attract, they can feel it. And this energy you bring to the whole process, whether it's online or offline. I've been speaking a lot, and on February 18th, at the 3 mistakes workshop, 3 mistakes that keep you stuck, whether you date online or in person, and how to release that, how to change it. It's this energy wherever you are. And people say, but I smile when I go online or when I meet people organically, I'm optimistic. But everyone, it goes so much deeper than the smile or the optimism. This is something deeper. This is energy, and you don't see it and you don't know it, right? And it carries, it causes this attraction and this blockage to really healthy love. And the way you respond when someone good shows up is actually shaped by it, like we were talking about. This is why I see women and men who are extraordinary in every area of their life and still single, still wondering, why am I in this pattern? Not because they're not good enough, but more because they're incomplete. And I have a process that I do with people, and I call it getting complete. And it's one of the very first things we do in my work, because you can't build a new life of love on top of unfinished business from the past. It just doesn't work. Okay? See that? So I want to give you a minute to absorb that you can't build on something that doesn't have a strong foundation. And I'll ask you this. Would you want to meet someone who has an incompletion, meaning they're with you on a date with you or in a relationship with you, but they have this emotional incompletion with someone else? Ooh, right? How would that feel? Right? Put in the chat how that would feel and if you would actually want that. Ooh. And guess what? When it's not resolved, those are the people we attract. Does it mean there aren't amazing people out there who can give to you, who are complete, who don't carry these incompletions? Of course not. So then who's creating this reality that we don't like, right? So this is where we take ownership, not from a place of, oh, there's something wrong with me or there's blame or shame, nothing like that, right? Reason number two, your nervous system is already wired for the wrong thing, right? And this one I know is the hardest to hear, and it's definitely the most important. So if you're having resistance, I invite you just to open up and consider, try this on for size. You see, when we grow up in environments where love felt uncertain, it definitely did for me, where we had to earn it. We had to earn love, where it came with conditions or chaos or inconsistency. Oh my God, our nervous systems learn something. Really, it learns that this is what love feels like: uncertain, earned, Love is conditional. Exciting, right? Oh, I was in very exciting relationships, but in a way that doesn't feel safe, right? So you're drawn to it because it's familiar, but man, oh man, it's definitely not going to lead to healthy love. Can you see that? So when someone healthy shows up, someone consistent, someone who calls, someone who does what they say they're going to do, someone who is genuinely available, right? It doesn't feel like chemistry. It feels boring. Something's wrong, right? It feels like something is off, right? And this happens all the time. Type boring in the chat if you if a good person ever felt boring or I'm not attracted, because I want you to know there's no judgment or anything here. This is real. And when someone comes along who triggers that old familiar feeling, that push pull, that uncertainty, that craving, right? Your nervous system lights up and says, this is love, right? But guess what? It's not love. It is not love. It's familiarity. Oh man. And there is a profound difference between the two. And I want you to know this is not your fault. This is wiring. And wiring can be changed, right? Because you can't think your way out of a nervous system pattern. You have to do the embodied work. And that's what my Bye Bye Blind Spots process does. It helps you see the pattern in a different way than anything you've ever done, be it therapy or energy healing or past life regression or Tony Robbins or any of those things, right? Because the pattern was created before age 7, and that pattern is still running your love life today at 38, at 52, at 63, even at 70. I have a client who did this work and she got married at 70, Brenda Miller, and she is so incredibly happy. So we rewire it. We rewire it, but not through talk therapy. We do it through practical embodiment. Isn't that exciting? Like, and you have to be open. You have to be at the point where you say to yourself, wait a minute, what I'm doing isn't working. And this is painful to want connection, to want commitment, to want a life partner, to know deep down that you deserve it. But there's this huge gap between wanting it and owning it and having a strategy to actually receive it. So, yeah. So I would love, put in the chat in my other window, that you get it, that yes, I want it. I speak with people all the time. Someone wonderful that I spoke with the other day came through a client who met her soulmate. And this soulmate, you know, this woman is successful and busy and travels, and he loves her. He wants the same things. And it's just so beautiful. And you would think she's so busy and doesn't have time for love. But you know what? She does. Traveling together, spending time, sharing, dreaming, building, nesting. And when we're ready to get off it and get out of the stories and out of the pain in your body and the pain in your shoulders and the denial, right? Denying that you want love takes a lot of energy. That was me. Now people say, no, I have a great life. I have a great job. And one person said this week, she said, and I know that's probably a defense mechanism, right? So to thyself be true. There's no shame in wanting to change something that you never learned how to do in the first place, right? So that is very important. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Reason number 3. Ready? Give me a ready in the chat. if you're ready for reason number 3. Because it's lunchtime. I love connecting at this time because it's quiet. And today's such a gorgeous day here. Reason number 3 is you do not have a strategy. You don't have a strategy. Now I know some of you are going to resist this one too, because you believe that love is supposed to be organic and romantic, and you walk into the supermarket and your eyes meet and there's like music and but you know, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, right? It's not just supposed to happen. Like, you don't just know. So type organic if you've been hoping to just meet someone naturally and have it all work out. Look, I understand it. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm not saying that when all 3 things are aligned, that you're not different and that can you meet someone organically? 100% happens all the time. Right? And I'm not here to take the romance out of love. I'm here to tell you that the most beautiful love stories I've witnessed in 15 years of doing this work, the ones where people say, I didn't even know a man like this existed, or I never thought I could, feel this way. Every single one of them now had strategy underneath it. I'll say that again. All of our beautiful love stories had strategy because we need heart set. So important, right? Beyond our past and our wounds. We need mindset, not just optimism. That's not it. Optimism is not real. We need embodiment of something totally new that we don't even know. It's so unfamiliar. And third, skill set, right? Absolutely. Heart set, mindset, and skill set. You take the 3, be someone who is ready and recognizes and receives love, someone who is in that beingness, not manipulative, not a people pleaser, right? Beyond all that, be the one. Do the things that people who are heart-centered, ready, clear with strategy for love and emotional intimacy and congruence, resonance. Love is such a resonance. It's so not transactional. And have great love in your life. Do have heart set, mindset, skill set. Not a script, not rules, but a strategy, because they learned through our work together what they actually were looking for. They knew their emotional needs. They understood when those needs could be met by another person. They knew how to show up on a date, not like, oh, let's just see what happens. I'll invest 45 minutes, have a good time. That does not lead to a conscious relationship, okay? It just doesn't, right? To be your full self, being real, being open, being vulnerable because you're aware, you're free of your blocks and your blind spots. So they show up as themselves, curious and open in a way that is so beautiful. And an example is when I met my husband, I was so me. I wasn't that broken, people pleasing, faking it till I make it person. I was really me. I didn't need validation from outside of myself, which was a huge change in my beingness. And it means I could share, what happened to me in the past, about my childhood, to be curious and open, sharing and asking, not interviewing and not auditioning, right? Not attached. They knew how to read truth, energy. They knew how to use the app strategically instead of just swiping and hoping. Makes sense? They had a plan. So put plan in the chat if you see that, if you recognize like, oh, a plan would be nice, right? So the people who find love, just to answer the question of why we came together, the people who find love are not luckier than you. You know what they are? They're more intentional than you. And guess what? Intentionality around love, heart set, mindset, skill set, strategy, that's something that you could learn. And that's what I teach people, the skill set piece, because the front end is where you heal yourself completely. And that's what I teach in dating camp. That's the second part of my program, because once you're love ready, once you're complete from the past, once you've rewired your nervous system, then we have a strategy for interconnectedness. So first, it's about us, it's about you, and it's fun. The second part is dating camp, because when you think of camp, what do you think of? Is it dread? Oh, I don't want to go. No. Dating camp, you think of camp about like painting and swimming and climbing and campfires, having fun, playing, right? So that's what dating camp is. And that's why I call it camp. Okay. So here's where I want to land today. If you heard yourself in any of this today, if you recognize there's incompletion, the nervous system wiring, the missing strategy, I want you to know something, that this is not a life sentence. This is a pattern, and patterns can be broken. Isn't that exciting? I've seen it happen over and over and over again, hundreds and hundreds of times over the years. And I married my soulmate of 20 years ago. It's going to be 21 years in August, after dating all the wrong people, allowing myself to be chosen instead of being empowered, because I didn't know what that was. How can you be empowered? How does that play out? What does that look like? And again, I want to point out that you just weren't trained. We weren't trained by our parents, and that's not anyone's fault. But the good news is that you can do that. And I've helped over 832, and we have others that are like happening, in our dating camp and beyond, to find love that they thought was never going to happen for them. And this love and the choice is a reflection of our readiness. And I use understanding your dating life, the pattern, really as a barometer. It's a scientific method that we can really see. So it feels good because, again, no blame, no shame, no make wrong. None of this is any of that. I don't want anyone to feel bad or late, or others or more others, or that they found love and I didn't. You know why? And now is your time. Today, now is your time. So if this resonates, type in the comments, break the pattern, right? If you're ready to do something different this year, if you're really ready to be love ready, to experience love that is nourishing, that you can count on, to share something very personal. Today, my husband helped me with everything. He's a planner. He's my rock with everything over 20 years, because I married the right person, because I became the right person, and all this setup for the retreat and everything, the plan, the coaching, our life. And today we had a tragic loss. One of our beloved dogs, Levy, he passed away this morning, and he was healthy, and we don't know what happened. And my husband came in, and me and Patrizia's here. She's like my soul sister. And we went in, and Levy was gone. And, he was only 5 years old, and he cried and he bawled. My husband is a man and sensitive at the same time. We love this dog. I'm going to share pictures of us. And this dog we called him Levi, which in Hebrew means my heart. And anyway, it was so painful. And I still can't believe it. But we're surrounded. We have people we love. And anyway, what I'm saying is that having your person who's your rock, and we're rocks for each other through good times and bad times. And my husband helped me when my mother passed away. He takes things on, and we're a team. We merge everything. And it's 20, almost 21 years. And it literally gets better and sweeter and exciting and dynamic. And we build and we nest, and it's just so beautiful. So I can talk about this stuff forever. But what I want you to know is Valentine's Day is 3 days away, and spring dating season is now. And 1 week from today, no, on February 18th at 7 p.m., I'm hosting a free 90-minute workshop. And it's called The 3 Mistakes. This is next week. The 18th is Wednesday, next Wednesday. 3 mistakes that keep you stuck, whether you date online or organically, and how to finally break free. And in that workshop, I'm going deeper on everything I talked about today. I'm walking you through my 10-question relationship readiness diagnostic. I'm introducing the Bye-Bye Blind Spots process, and I'm showing you what empowered dating actually looks like. It's so exciting, and it's free. It's 90 minutes. And it will change the trajectory of your spring. It really will. I prayed for solutions because I kept doing the same things over and over again. So I want you to register at, here's the link. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Register right here. I hope y'all can see that. If not, we'll put it in the comments below. And before I let you go, I want to ask you something. Which of these 3 reasons resonated with you the most? Type 1 for incompletion, type 2 for nervous system rewiring, or 3 for I don't have a strategy. Drop it in the comments, because after this, I read every single one, and I will respond after we wrap, because I don't see all of the comments. And if someone came to mind while you're watching this, someone you know who's asking themselves why love feels so hard, please share this with them. This conversation is literally for anyone who is ready to stop repeating the pattern. So I will be back here next Wednesday at noon, and next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, same place, same time. And I'll see you then. It's February 18th, 7 o'clock, again, for that free workshop. Register at go.meetsmarry.com/3 mistakes. And happy almost Valentine's Day. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that you deserve real love. And what you're seeking is definitely seeking you. And regardless of how hard it feels, or how frustrating dating feels, or any of that, that your soulmate is waiting for you, and your love, having that level of love that continues to grow and expand and deepens over time is what you can totally have by breaking through. Okay, post your comments, and I will see you next week. Deep love to you. Thank you for joining me. See you soon.